Oh,
That's right, that's right.
yeah, baby. Holy crap, bro. Welcome to the Guide Series, where we follow the true keepers of the water. These aren't just fishing guides, they're storytellers, caretakers, and defenders of the rivers they call home. The guides I'm highlighting in this series are independent guides, and they're not just guides that make a living on the water, they're guides that live for their water.
That was the best strip set of my life. This fish is in the bag. And the guide's like, hold him, hold him, hold him. And I'm like, I can't hold him, dude, I can't hold him. Oh! But you can see how crazy they go. They're nuts. Like, they're very fired up this time of year.
River's gonna cry when you're gone.
I want to introduce you to John Lagow.
Dahlberg diver. Most classic smallmouth fly for up here.
John grew up on America's River.
And this is my dad's canoe. He was given this by my grandpa when he was 15 years old. My dad got me with a fly rod when I was about 8 years old. Some of my first memories as a tiny little kid was, you know, catching giant smallmouth, trolling, and 30 years of fly fishing and a few more just fishing this river. But I'm sure glad that my dad taught me to respect nature.
That respect for nature runs deep in John, and today we got to see it in action. Let's hit the river and chase down the first smallmouth of the day.
All right. So,
Dial my eyes in, John.
yep. One of the big spots, I always tell people, I call it the crotch of the tree. So either before the tree or after the tree, they really key in on those areas. Just off these boulders here on the right. Come on, baby. Get one more in there, right in that crotch. Yeah, perfect. Now strip it fast through that tree. Good. Yep, good. Keep stripping. Sweet, yeah, that's perfect. Sometimes they'll come off like that, dude, and just wreck it.
Getting used to this rod.
Nice cast, dude. Once that fly lands, consider that your first pop, right? You know, some of the big trees and stuff, dude, have been out here my whole life. The other thing,
Fish. Oh! Dude, what's up?
That was cool though.
Yeah, that was cool. I had a little bit of slack, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he came up and like,
Yeah.
I don't think I set late, but
No, it looked
I
like
think it
you
was,
had good.
I think it was slack.
That was a sweet eat though.
Yeah.
I always tell
we moved
people,
to fish,
like,
bro.
if
you
that
know?
was a muskie, yeah, I might have been a little bummed, but like out
Right.
here,
Yeah.
oh.
Dude, oh!
Oh, dude, that was a nicer fish.
Yeah, it was. As John helped me get acquainted with the St. Cloud hook set, we decided to pull over and talk a little bit about why he left Buena Vista, Colorado, and came back to his home waters of the Mississippi.
All right, guys, well, welcome to St. Cloud, Minnesota. Currently, right now, rough estimate, we're about 430 miles, give or take, from the headwaters of the Mississippi River, which starts up in Lake Itasca. Up there, you can walk across the river, and as it travels down, you know, it changes. It goes through different little dam sections and tailwaters, and there's tons of water to pick apart up here. You know, and as it goes down to Minneapolis, the smallmouth fishing just gets incredible. I grew up here, so I was born and raised in Clear Lake, Minnesota. My parents bought a property on the river in 1975. Some of my earliest childhood memories were having my dad paddle me up and down the river in his old canoe that his father gave him, and trolling rapalas when I was like 3 years old, catching smallmouth, almost having the rod taken out of my hand. And then when I was about 7 or 8 years old, kind of right after the famous movie A River Runs Through It came out, my dad transitioned over into fly fishing and catch and release. And I still remember him coming home with a, you know, Sportsman's Warehouse beater rod and a couple of flies in the movie, and we watched that movie, and we went out the next morning, and I tried fly fishing my first time, and my dad would say, well, if you're not going to catch them, at least you might knock one of them out, because my casting was so bad. It was hard for me to stay in school, because I'd always tell my parents, like, I'd daydream in school wondering what the smallmouth were doing throughout the day. And at about 19 years old, I moved to the west, out to Colorado, and that's where my guiding career started. You know, did a lot of whitewater kayaking and rafting, and then transitioned slowly into fly fishing on the western rivers. After about 5 or 6 years of guiding in the west, I started to realize that I was kind of sitting on like a hidden gem up here for fly anglers. This place is just super special, and you know, it's America's river. It's just an amazing resource, and I love sharing it with people.
There's so much wildlife right here.
Yeah,
This place is alive, man.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's like one of the things that makes it such an amazing resource. Like, none of these birds would be here, none of these fish would be here without the, you know, all of our bugs. And this place is a bug factory. You know, our smallmouth eat topwater pretty much every day. You know, if you're a topwater guy, you know, you can get them on top. I left. I mean, it's just, there's so much water here. It's unbelievable. It gets mind-boggling to think these fish have so many places to hide.
A little backwater, pushing bait in there maybe, who knows?
So yeah, they literally just released water and now they're done.
Okay.
It's interesting. And like, I just watch the gauge all day long, and I'll see it just like, usually in the morning is probably when they need a little bit of power. Oh, that's a tank. Take your time, take your time.
Okay.
Oh, it's a pike.
Oh, it's a pike. Ah, no wonder he ate like that, dude.
Oh, I thought it was a giant, dude.
No wonder he ate like that.
Giant. Hey, bycatch,
So what's
buddy.
up, dude?
Dude, I thought that was a giant smallmouth.
Me too.
The way he
went
side
down,
profiled, yeah.
What's your nickname for these guys up here?
A hammer handle. Or a fly stealer, really. And he inhaled that fly.
Holy smokes.
Pretty little pike, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool because they're very visual, you know, and they're just part of the system. And they're pretty ferocious when they eat. Dude, I thought that was a 20. I was like, oh, I just
In
saw
my,
the
I was
side
like,
profile.
in the mind, I was like, dude, this is it.
Usually in August, if it's a lower water year, we'll be sitting anywhere between like maybe 1,500 and 3,500. And the river constantly changes. I think that's the thing I love about it up here is every day is different. And there's so many, you know, different islands, different braids. You could spend a lifetime fishing up here and never figure it completely out, you know.
After that hammer handle did a little damage, I wanted to ask John about the leader setup and what he likes to run on the Mississippi.
Always check your leader after a pike. There's some good abrasion there. This is my favorite leader setup. So I use a Rio Big Nasty leader. Okay, it comes in 6 feet, and I always buy the 20-pound leader. Okay, today I'm actually fishing Umpqua's Big Game Fluoro. So I'll take that leader. And I always add, you know, like 2 feet of fluorocarbon for that exact reason right there. That fluoro, especially the Umpqua Big Game stuff, is really, really tough. And so even though that pike had that fly, you know, 2-3 inches down its mouth, it didn't break off. The other thing that I believe really works, adding that fluorocarbon down, is obviously fluorocarbon is a little bit, you know, it's more invisible underwater. But the other theory that I have is when you add just a little bit of fluoro, it helps us dive those poppers and those divers down a little bit just because it breaks the surface, you know, tension of the water. So that's a really good tip for any smallmouth angler.
After running this section and getting some good casts against the bank, we decided to hit some of the faster riffles and throw a craw.
That can be like a likely spot, yeah, and they'll sit out in the middle. What I like to do is I explain it like, you're gonna kind of cast it a little bit upstream for me, okay?
Okay.
And it's kind of like old school nymph fishing where I just want you to stay tight on the line, okay? And I tell people just like short, kind of like quick bone strip, like bonefish strips. And that's just gonna pop that crayfish up off the bottom.
Get the head up.
Yeah, but the reason I like to throw it upstream just a little bit in some of this faster water is just to get that fly down quickly. Yeah, they'll just hang like, you know, feeding on craws. There's tons of boulders in here.
That's fish. All right. Small guy, but we got him. What a fighter, dude.
Dude,
Just
so cool though.
the best fighting fish
you know
on the
what I mean?
rod,
And
man.
that's one of the things I tell people is like, in fly fishing, we only have so many things we can do, right? And sometimes crayfish can just pull a really pretty fish though, dude.
Beautiful,
Really pretty.
man.
Good job,
Yeah,
brother.
bro.
Right away.
What a beautiful fish, dude.
All right, buddy, good job.
See you, pal. Hell yeah,
Frankie.
bro.
Dude, when you hook that fish, it got my heart going because I've missed some big ones.
Good one.
Oh. Fish. Good job, dude. Stay anchored, it's not a giant.
Yeah. It's so hard to tell how big they are, dude.
Totally.
Like in this type of water.
Yeah, it is. If it was a giant, I would pull that anchor quickly.
Yeah, I'm
But
not sure
still
how good of a
super
hook
cool.
set I got on him.
God,
Beautiful
nice,
fish,
dude.
bro.
Good
Hell
job.
yeah.
One after the other.
This is deadly, dude. I love it. What a beauty. So how old do you think that fish is? John?
I'd say this is probably like a 5 or a 6 year old fish.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Totally clean. This is on my like top 5 things I want to learn how to do better this year is this type of fishing for smallmouth. So John's putting me through a clinic here. This river's giant. Now it's obviously big down by where I am, but just to get out into the middle of it here, John, you know, I would not know where to fish. This is such a big body of water, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, luckily for us right now, it's a little bit easier because the water's just a touch higher. You know, even just, you can waste a lot of time on the wrong bank. And as a guide, and you know that, sometimes you just have to sacrifice going on the rowing machine and just rowing across the river, you know, but you can, if you get too locked in on one area and just float, you know, one bank the whole day, you're definitely missing out on a lot of opportunities, you know. And I've just figured out over the long time I've fished up here, like some banks definitely hold them better than others, and also they'll switch around for water levels. So as those, you know, levels change, your fishing tactics have to change and your banks have to change. And you know, I always tell people the only thing that matters out here really is just the experiences that you've had before. But I think that's what keeps me going up here and why I love it, you know, is there's so much water to fish. You could fish up here for a lifetime and never know, you know, just even one section as well as you'd think. So
We're searching for that 20-inch fish, and we know they're in here, so it's just a matter of solving the problem. And you know, John's a great example of a guide that really A, knows his river, but B, works hard to like continually keep you on fish throughout the day. You know, going to Blaine's special, baby.
some kind of changer. Let's try this one. This changer's been in my box for years. So it's Blaine's filler flash, and then I take white foxy brush and just put the foxy brush over it. Super, super simple. And this fly has probably caught at least 100 smallmouth in its lifetime.
101 coming up.
Dude, I think that 8-weight igniter is meant for you.
I dig it, man.
Yeah. Like I said, I've never fished it like, because that's the 7-weight
Yeah.
striper line.
Okay.
Which it is 2 line sizes heavy, you know, technically. Nice.
Dude, what?
Epic. Dude.
That's funny.
Flies are out. Look at that. Sea barbless hooks do work.
Yeah, we're back in the game.
You know, if you just start to strip, that's when you're gonna miss a fish because you're just not paying attention.
Yeah.
I like the the pauses, the startups, anything that's gonna trigger something.
Oh! Is that what I think it is?
It's still sticked up.
Yeah, dude. What neat. Oh, man.
Actually, that's a nicer pike too, dude.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell
job,
yeah, bro.
dude. That was sick. Dude, they're eating.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. That's why they're so fun. I mean, it's like the coolest bycatch you can have, you know?
Yeah.
And they eat it so savagely.
He was pissed too. He
Yeah.
death rolled.
Well, and like I
Yeah.
said, the nice thing, 50-50 chance on the pike because, with fishing just 16-pound fluoro, they can go right through that. But
How'd she survive?
we're actually looking pretty good. There's no damage to the fly. Trusty old beat up game changer, still working. Yeah, set. Yeah, same. Crazy how I saw that, huh?
Dude.
Little guy. But they still fight. Like,
Yeah.
That's the cool thing about them.
I didn't see the eat at all, bro.
I totally saw it. Come here, buddy.
Nice
job, brother.
Oh, big girl, dude.
Was it?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
You saw her?
Yeah. 18.
I never saw her.
I had the light was just right. I saw all of her.
Dude, they're alive and happy right now.
It was right there, dude. All right, Frank. Keep that rod tip down. You can screw up everything else, but don't screw that up right now.
They're in here, dude. And there's more of them than you think. That's. Keep your head down.
Yeah.
Don't let her jump. It might be a big fish.
Coming up. Oh! Oh!
That's right.
I got it. I got it.
Okay. Okay.
I got it.
I can get a new one.
There she is, John. Yeah, baby! Holy crap, bro!
I think she's gonna go 20, bro.
What a fight!
Holy sh! Good fighting.
It's good teamwork, dude. You knew exactly what happened.
Dude.
You're like, don't worry about it. And I was
Don't worry
like,
about it.
okay, I need to make.
She was pulling so hard.
I need to make the next decision. And I was like, how am I gonna fight this fish?
She's gonna be close, buddy.
I think so,
She's
yeah.
gonna be close. I got
Yeah.
a bumper. I got a bumper with me.
Sweet.
Dude, that was crazy. Dude, she was giving you so much head shake.
The dinner, dude.
Dude, like,
All the dinner. Hell yeah, bro.
strong work, dude. Woo! That doesn't get any better than that, folks. Right off the log, first strip.
What a fish, dude. Oh man, this place is an absolute playground. If you love smallmouth, you gotta get up here.
I think that's, as a guide, it's something that I love up here is I just never get bored, and I'm always thinking, what if I would have went over there today, Why did I go here? And it's just like a puzzle that you're constantly figuring out. A lot of places in the world right now are hurting, in the West with trout and warm water and stuff, and up here in Minnesota, like our fishing stays the same, or sometimes it even feels like it's better than it was at one point. Getting connected with you, Frank, was really cool to see that you're doing kind of the same thing of just trying to educate people down where you're at. And one of the things I always tell people is, like, my family has lived here for a long time, and we get super stoked when we see people floating down the river, in a drift boat, throwing flies and barbless hooks, and that wasn't like that 30 years ago, or even like 15 years ago. There wasn't much, and it's still an incredible resource, as in, we might not see anyone all day, but also, I always tell people, like, I'm here because I love this river, and the more people that love it, no matter if you're a fly angler or a gear angler or a kayaker or a canoer, we just need protection up here, and the best way to do that is to clean up your boat ramps and clean up trash and be friendly to other river users. Like, nobody owns this. We all own this as Americans, and it's it's our lifeblood in the United States. And I think a lot of people have no idea how beautiful it is and how incredible an ecosystem it is up here, and it's worth protecting, man. And that's what brought me home after guiding in Colorado for 17 years was to protect the fishery that started the whole craziness of falling in love with fly fishing. You know, once you catch a smallie on the fly, it might become one of your favorite fish, if not your favorite fish. Right through your legs, dude.